After failing to capture Hask or Admiral Versio at Bespin, Iden gets a lead on an Imperial weapons factory on Sullust, and that's the setup for one of the most entertaining missions of the game, because it stars good old Shriv and Lando.
I've called in some help to guarantee we do. Shriv, you'll be on the ground with General Calrissian. Secure those weapons and call us for escort. No matter what, they can't fall into my father's hands.
Sullust was the site of a lot of Imperial factories in the Galactic Civil War, but the book Battlefront Twilight Company told us the story of what Shriv claims was the liberation of the planet. Obviously, that didn't completely work out, because, as Lando puts it, the Empire is still here. Sullust just seems to kinda come and go in Imperial occupation. In the Princess Leia comic, Alderaanians hid there right after the destruction of their homeworld, and then I think the Empire occupied it and ran their factories on lava until the Battle of Sullust, which took place after the Battle of Hoth, and then the Rebels used the planet as a staging ground for the Battle of Endor, and then I guess the Empire came back, and that's why we're here. I don't think this is like a wide-scale occupation. They just took control of this one factory so they could resupply for Jakku.
After all, I did help liberate the place.
That would explain why the Empire is still here.
Yep.
Okay. That was a good one. Stay quiet.
Lando's probably best ability is basically High Noon from Overwatch. He's just McCree.
Okay, that's that.
Follow my lead.
Shouldn't you be following mine? This is still an Inferno Squad mission.
And I'm still a general.
Right, following you.
I like Lando and Shriv's banter regarding who's in charge. I just love the improvisational style of this entire mission. Like, nothing goes right, and even the mission prompts, they're written like the game isn't sure what you should be doing. I think that's a good fit for Lando.
It should carry us inside. Here, climb into this cockpit.
That's gonna be comfortable. Here we go. Hey, can you move? Your cape is in my way. No.
Now, Shriv talking smack about Lando's cape is completely uncalled for. But, seriously, what is the purpose of a cape in battle? Lando just has to have a cape on at all times? I mean, I can respect that, he likes his style, but I would think that it's like in The Incredibles, it's gonna be a hindrance. Eventually it might get you killed. It could get snagged on anything in this factory.
We always do. Nothing ever goes according to plan when you're around. There! That's the central terminal. We can shut down the factory's power from there. Just need to get past all these stormtroopers. Come on, you and me back in action? Tell me you don't miss this. I absolutely do not miss this.
So, apparently, Lando and Shriv have some sort of history. I need to know that history. I would love to see that story. Like, Lando says they're back in action. When were they in action before? I need that. A book, a comic, story DLC, whatever. Like, let's get a Shriv and Lando prequel. Really, just anything with more Shriv in it, I'd love it. I will say Lando's powers are pretty fun. I don't quite have a handle on all of them, especially the Disabler, but they've got some cool ideas in them, and I mean, the High Noon ability is just the best. The smoke grenade is also incredibly useful. Especially when the stormtroopers line up for you like that. A Come on, Shriv, watch my back.
Hey, we're not dead. Nice. Let's get to that terminal and shut this place down.
Does seem a little bit overpowered that 2 people can just plow through all these stormtroopers.
Unauthorized input detected. Security lockdown initiated.
Nice.
It looked like a power button to me. Okay, new plan. This place runs on lava, right?
Yes. Why?
Lando's confidence is staggering.
You just find us a ride out of here.
Whatever gets me farthest from you.
Sometimes I can't tell if Shriv really does hate Lando, or if it's just friendly banter. Or it sounds like he's seriously just wants to get away from Lando, because nothing goes right with him around. I mean, that's a fair assessment.
Just like Shriv to miss out on all the fun.
Maybe Lando's cape is blaster-proof. That would make a little more sense on why he's able to just be a one-man army right now. You can see we're getting ready to go into some tunnels. The Princess Leia comic actually showed us a little more of Sullust and what the planet was like. Obviously, it's very volcanic and rocky, but it would have been cool to see some of the wildlife of this planet, like the rock renders. Those are these giant creatures that, you know, eat rocks, but they also eat any, like, hard, dense minerals. And they were attracted to Stormtrooper armor, so it would have been cool if part of this improv plan involved a rock render somehow. I mean, that would have been exciting and probably also terrifying to see.
Those lava pumps could be just what I need.
I'd like to learn a little more about these factories and just how they run on lava. I mean, lava's hot, that means energy. Makes sense, I guess. I always like to preface things by saying I'm no scientist, like anyone would mistake me for one, but it just seems like I guess that would work.
So, about your plan.
I'm working on it.
Well, whatever it is, it would be great if it didn't get us killed.
Now then, let's see what this does.
I like how the prompts keep saying, new plan. New plan, new plan, new plan, because the previous plan keeps failing.
Problem solved.
Again, the confidence. Just problem solved. You're literally flooding the place with lava. I kind of feel like this level should have come with a timer after doing that.
You're flooding the factory with lava?
It would have added more urgency, but also probably would have killed me a lot.
Lava. What about the weapons? Ike wants them for the Republic.
I'll apologize later. We can't let the Empire have these weapons.
Assembly is at risk. Evacuation is recommended. Be advised, lava levels are rising. Assembly blocks any applications being evacuated.
I mean, at least fire is falling out and things are lighting up. It does feel urgent, but, like, it would have been cool if lava were literally chasing you, and if you just stood still, it would have melted Lando. I did mention earlier when we saw Lando that he's just one of those guys that we haven't gotten to see much of in Star Wars post Return of the Jedi, so I think this is like, the most concrete thing we can say that Lando did after Return of the Jedi. We know he was still a general through about the Battle of Jakku. Also, what does this game have against gonk droids? Like, they kill or maim a bunch of them throughout this game. While I'm talking about them, what happened to the droid capture mode in the first game? I loved that mode in Battlefront 1, where you had to try to control, like, 3 droids on a map, and they would move around. I thought that was a really fun and unique mode. I'd like to see it come back. But mostly, I just love gonk droids. Push some buttons? I just like his style. Just, he's gonna do something and find a way to make it work. I can respect that.
Good enough for me.
I do, like, this makes me miss Lando. I don't want him to return unless the story calls for it, but I really want the story to call for it. I'd just love to see Billy D in the new trilogy at some point, so, you know, fingers crossed for episode 9.
I could kiss you. Move over so I can drive. This is gonna be fun.
Head towards that shuttle. Get us to higher ground. What can I do?
Call Aiden and tell her we're ready for pickup.
With pleasure. Aiden, it's time.
Barrage is insanely powerful.
Zero, we seem to have
Just wiped out like 7 stormtroopers with one shot.
one desperate Duros and a ridiculous man in a cape.
I was very specific about your mission.
Aiden? Aiden, are you still there? I lost her. What was that?
That was the sound of my plan working perfectly.
I love Shriv's attitude towards Lando, calling him a ridiculous man in a cape. Like, it does seem like I like Lando as a character, but hanging out with him would be difficult. And how does pushing some buttons and blowing up a terminal cause a volcano to erupt? I mean, we put the pumps on overload, and I guess it has something to do with that, but I didn't know we would, like, back the volcano up completely till it just overflows.
Stormtroopers!
I feel like there should have been an achievement for making sure none of these guys got off. I guess they would have died anyway. Good shot.
I think we're out of options.
This is basically Shriv and Lando's Frodo and Sam moment at Mount Doom.
If I die here, I'm glad you will too.
And that is Shriv's best line in the game. And here come the Eagles / Iden, and also Lando almost pushed Shriv off of the ATST in his excitement. I mean, come on, man. Anyway, fun level. But that's where we're going to stop for today. If you want to catch this series from the beginning, watch this playlist right here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.